What's up, everybody? I'm Iceblade, and welcome to the official Cannabis Plus 3.0 showcase video. I'm going to be showing off the new features, mechanics, as well as our new assets. And if you manage to make it all the way through to the end of the video, I will talk a little bit about the future of the mod. So, one of the big reasons why we wanted to focus on a workbench system for this update is the monotony of the current crafting method. Crafting 32 buds together to get one brick, it's a very tedious process. And while we have left that method in the game, we did want to introduce a new quality of life improvement. That is what this process is all about, and what I will be sharing with you here today. All right, so what we have here are our cannabis plants, and if you have happened to have done a lot of cannabis farming in the past, then you may notice that these plants look a lot more vibrant than they did. They now have proper RV mats, better textures, as well as wind masks, so they blow in the wind now. Now, everything that you would have normally done up until this point in the process has not changed. The planting, the fertilizing, watering, all of that, all the same. But this is where the changes start to take place. So instead of harvesting and then the bud dropping on the ground, what happens when you harvest now is you end up with a raw cannabis plant. And in order to get your bud off of the plant, you'll need to dry them out. Now, to dry out our plants, we're going to need a drying post. So what you need to do is you need to chop down a tree, get a wooden log, and a rope. Then you just do the normal crafting process where you take the rope onto the wooden log, and you will get an option to make a wooden drying post. So you craft the wooden drying post, you pick it up, and you just place it like you would any other item in the game, like a barrel or a fireplace or whatever. That's that. Now, once you have your drying post set up, you have a handy dandy place to hang your devil's lettuce. As you can see here, we've got 6 slots that are not stacked. These are where all of your raw cannabis plants will go. They can be mixed up into any different type of plants. So this one can be skunk, blue god, purple kush, and it will spawn the buds in the appropriate place. This is a slot for dried plants, which are not currently usable, but will be in a future update. Once you've harvested all your plants, you can take them, your raw cannabis plants, and you can hang them onto your dry post. And you'll see that as you attach them, they will start to show up on the drying post as proxies. Now you can put up to 6. I only have 4 here, and that's okay. And then once you're ready to dry your plants, you look at the drying post, you click leave to dry. Now the default time for drying is 30 seconds, which is server configurable, so depending on where you're playing, this may change. And then once you're done drying your plants, your bud will spawn into the inventory section. And the amount of bud that will spawn is dependent on how the server is configured. Alright, so up next, once you have all your buds harvested, you need to craft a workbench. So that will be 10 planks plus 20 nails, and that's just a regular crafting recipe. And you'll see that you have your regular option to craft a wooden crate, and you just mouse wheel down or up to get your make a workbench kit. And you just hold down and get that done. And the kit that we're crafting here, is actually just a placeholder. So you'll get this box here as a placeholder. I've been having a little bit of trouble with my DayZ tools, specifically Object Builder, so I haven't been able to make the proper model for the kit yet. So we'll just place this down here. And that gives us our workbench. Now that you have your workbench placed, you can see that you have your workbench down here, and you have some nice looking ghost icons here that'll help you attach the attachments to it. You can have a battery, although you won't always have the battery slot depending on how the server is configured, because the server owners do have the option to disable the battery feature so that you don't actually need a battery to work the workbench at all. But in this case here, I'm going to attach the battery. I'm going to attach our vacuum bagger. And once you attach the bagger, you can see it opens up a couple more slots here. Here we have a place for our empty bags, and we have a place for our buds. And you can see that the empty bags stack to 160, and that the buds can actually stack to 100 while in this slot. So once we add a few baggies here, you can see it locks the bagger into place. It won't let you take it out if it's occupied. And once we start dragging in our buds here, we can fill up our wrapper slot. And we know that it's 2 buds per baggie, and that bricks take 16 baggies, which means we need 32. So 32 bud there. I'm just going to add one extra one just to kind of show you what it's doing. And then at the same time, so this is going to make baggies for us. And if we set this process to go here, see if it'll say fill bag with skunk. And once we create those baggies, then another slot will pop up here with the baggies. And that slot is here, bags. And it will pop up if you don't have this, it'll still pop up, but only that slot will pop up. And if you have this, then it's just there right away because you need the full filled baggies to actually make the brick, right? So once you add the wrapper machine, the shrink wrapper, it's like a deli machine, you have 3 more slots here, one for a roll of plastic wrap, one for your filled baggies, and then where your bricks are going to spawn. So we can put the plastic wrap on there, and our baggies will come out of here and come down into this slot. I can show you how that's going to work right now. So we'll go to fill bag with skunk. You can see you have an option to pause production and stop the production. That's so that if you want to obviously pause, add resources or remove resources or what have you, you can do that. So you can see it's already making bags for us. It'll just keep going and going and going. Once it runs out of buds and bags to wrap, it will then start making bricks for you automatically. This process can only do one type of bud at a time, so you can't, stack multiple different types of buds in here. These are all skunk, and then these will all be skunk baggies, and we'll make a skunk brick. If you try to mix and match, it just won't do anything. So we're just going to let this process go. It's going to make our baggies. You can see that it's using up battery power here. And you will see that once we wrap a brick, it'll use up some of our plastic wrap. So that these are finite resources here. And you can also attach a truck battery. So you can see that our baggies finished wrapping, and then it automatically switched processes and wrapped that brick up for us. Well, I hope that video was informative for you. I had a lot of fun making it. I haven't done video editing since in about 15 years, so it was a little bit of a learning process to learn all the new software and techniques and everything. If you want to be informed about all my future content and everything, hook up on my socials. Links in the description down there in my pants. And yeah, I'm working on several other projects. I'm gonna hopefully put out videos on those pretty soon. And we're gonna take a little bit of break from CannabisPlus, but I will be working on DrugsPlus as well as my other projects. Now that CannabisPlus, the Workbench is done, I can use that. I can use all those fundamentals that I learned, and that the code that we've put in and the framework that we've built can be transferred over to DrugsPlus to make different different processes for each type of drug, right? Like we want to make a meth lab, and we want to make so you can process cocaine and all sorts of different things that you can think of. Yeah, so once again, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to support me, the best way you could possibly do it, that's completely free, is just to subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter and all my socials. That'd be such a huge help. Just watch the video through to the end. Obviously, if you're here, you've already done that. Yeah. put a like, comment, all that stuff. Yeah, I misplayed.